cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's been put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of it as a creator. But you believe yourself to be a creator as a result of not being created. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist society's creation.
Never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Have to look what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners. The real owners. Big, wealthy business. Control all the important decisions. But they're using the idea that you know, you have no choice. You have owners. They own everything. They own everything. They own all the lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves. And I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of getting it. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people who are citizens. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interests. Right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around and
Today and every day,
we honor the life and legacy
Charlie Kirk.
Of Charlie Kirk.
Of Charlie Kirk.
A man whose heart was as bold as his voice.
Whose faith anchored every word.
Whose love for his country embraced every American.
Charlie believed that our differences were not divisions,
but opportunities to discover our shared purpose.
He stood firm in his convictions, yet reached across every line with respect and an open hand.
those who knew him best remember a friend who listened deeply,
A leader who prayed faithfully,
and a citizen who never wavered in hope for a brighter future.
Charlie's life reminds us that unity is not uniformity.
It's choosing to see one another as God's children.
Worthy of dignity, worthy of love.
His mission was never about himself.
It was about lifting others, about calling us higher,
about pointing us back to the values that make us one people.
as we carry his light forward.
let us live with the same courage,
the same compassion,
the same unshakable faith.
Today and every day.
In our words and in our actions, we honor his spirit
and choose his call.
I am Charlie Kirk.
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 I am Charlie Kirk now. In fact, I've always been Charlie Kirk. This isn't some clever grift, money-making scheme, or attempt to go viral, okay? I've always saw things eye to eye as our late, beloved, handsome, and intelligent Charlie Kirk once did. His major calling was to go into the lion's den, you dick. the heart of liberal scum, toxic femininity, soy boys, the liberal colleges, going into the fray to wake them up, to hopefully bring them out better versions of themselves, to become conservatives, God-fearing men and women. My goal was to go into the swarthoid, liberal, Negro zealot camp, if you will, the arena of blacks who believe in victimhood over pioneering spirit, and hopefully wake you up to the truth that you are indeed enough. You are not a victim. But first and foremost, let me dive into the chat room because I know these losers, these idiots, are calling this pre-recorded, should we say? Well, I hate to tell you something, RG. This is not recorded. You fucks have been wrong from day one, and you continue to be so wrong. In fact, you thought you would run me off the internet of things. Oh, poor baby. It hasn't worked. Because you've been so fucking dead wrong. And he goes, who did you steal this intro from? You better watch yourself, bitch. Okay? Or you're going to get blocked. Because I don't give a fuck about you. Salute to Soup Bone, who says, hi, folks. And RG goes, fuck Charlie Kirk. No, that was actually Soup Bone. RG goes, Jimmy's new girlfriend is so OOG, elite as all hell. Soup Bone goes, we won't cry over racist. What's the matter with you? I'm going to educate you tonight, okay? Mr. Soup Bone, just hold tight. I shouldn't even be paying you fuckers no attention. Now, oh, his comment got flagged. Poor fucking thing, you. Your comment got flagged, RG. Oh, you fucking loser. Anyway, I am Charlie Kirk. You can't touch this with a 10-foot pole, bitch. I know you want to. But don't we have a program lined up for you guys tonight? I don't want to be long, but I intend to be strong. I'm coming with facts after facts. Frank White says, but this is ironic. I don't know what all this gerbil is supposed to mean. Anyway, and he goes, oh my God, it's her. I don't give a fuck about Jimmy. Have you understood and got the memo? It's over between us, okay? And who is this? Wings 007. You're hearing my real voice, bitch. You better work, bitch. Anyway, got a long, powerful dissertation, you guys, for you guys tonight. And we'll come back to these losers and trolls, okay? The liberal scum of the earth after we get started here. Frank White goes, I'm really happy you are live. Well, you know something? When it comes to my boy, Charlie, okay, I didn't want to cancel this stream, so I said, we're going to go with it tonight. I need you too, my brother. Thank you. So anyway, we're here to get you all straight, okay? We're here to get you up to speed. And tonight's dissertation is called, please bear with me, a lot of moving parts, this thing, okay? I'm just a little girl trying to teach the world. And combating the conspiracies. Please hit the like button, you guys. Okay? To help me bring you this truth like only I can. See, InfoWars and Candace Owens have failed us all. They are turning slowly to the dark side, believing in communists. And boy, I've got the proof in the pudding tonight. All of her conspiracy theories will come down crashing and burning. So first and foremost, yes, he goes, make Abdul great again. What the fuck is that? And Supone, was your intro AI or were those really coons? Buddy, that's a cartoon simulation. You heard. Okay, so Alicia4America, the voice of America, is live. Yes, not pre-recorded, live. Please hit the like button, patriots. I'm here for you, not the idiots. Give me 1 second here as we get things rolling along. Because as a career woman, baby, I don't have time for this. You know, I'm going to have to go to bed soon. Let me see, what am I trying to do? Well, I know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do. Okay, guys, we got a dissertation to get into. I don't give a fuck if you hit dislike. So now, we got a great one for you guys tonight. Please do not be fooled by the cheap imitations. Oh, you're trying so hard to get me to talk about Jimmy, the Mr. Different Strokes dwarf looking motherfucker. I'm sorry. I'm so over him. I never loved him anyway. And I just knew that motherfucker was going to stay in that little cheap ass room and never come to see me. He's so fake. Okay? You guys, face it, you doxed my cousin. Okay? And that's okay. Anywho, he goes, Kendall was getting door knocks if you keep lying. I don't even know who the fuck Kendall is. Do you care to educate me? Okay. I've been waiting for my door knocks, haven't got a one. Okay, let us switch gears here. We've got a lot of stuff for you guys tonight. Lots of stuff. Oh. I've been walking with Charlie Kirk and his message for quite a mighty long time. If you don't believe me, then take a trip down my Rumble lane and you will see all of the debate videos there. And the keyword being debate. Here's a screenshot of one of my debates there. When I used to be somewhat pro-black, calling myself Queen Ma'at Girl. And this debate was titled Queen Ma'at Girl versus Black America. Police state prison planet okay when tyrants are black. Hard topics, hard issues confronted head on, like Sir Charlie Kirk. Queen Ma'at Girl versus urban America. Woe's me has created a generation of sissies. Yeah, kind of like all of you in my chat room right now, some of you at least. The cracker boys and jigaboos coming in here with their bullshit. You cannot deter me, asshole. You can keep trying. It won't work. Oh, poor fucking thing. When would you fucking learn? I told you before. You can talk all the crap you want to talk. It's never going to work. You're not going to spam my chat room either. This is for education. Oh, ooh. Educational purposes only, bitch. Let me see what did I do wrong here. I did something wrong, you guys. Okay. I'm about to get cooking, guys. Don't be deterred by these freaking idiots in my chat room, okay? Oh, he's so hurt that he actually believed he would stop me from streaming. Well, it didn't work. You gotta work, bitch. You jealous motherfucker. You're not gonna stop this program. It's already underway, okay? There's nothing you could do about it. Not a goddamn thing. Okay. And I'm just wasting viable time here trying to unspam the chat room. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm gonna get cooking and check back in later. Where am I gonna start? I'm gonna show you guys a few more of my. Hold on, I got an idea here. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. That's just what I thought. You see, because we got a show to get to here. We don't have time for this bullshit. You dig? We just don't. I'm sorry. Oh, you poor losers. You don't have anything to do with your lives. You're such losers. Okay, let us go ahead and start this program, shall we? We are not deterred. I'm a woman of God, and I cannot be stopped. So try and try as you must. You will never win against a woman of God. Never. Okay, so let us get started, shall we? Now, you guys, learn from example, okay? You don't want to be like these other guys. You better chill out, bitch, okay? You better work. Now, as I was saying, I did a great many debates over on my Rumble channel, just like Charlie Kirk, aiming to change hearts and minds in the deepest of liberal sewers. Liberal zealot Negroes, waking them up to the truth, the painful truth, because the truth hurts. And now, let us address Mrs. Owens as we begin here tonight. There are a few key pointers I want to make before we start. And first and foremost, I'm going to kill the conspiracies that she and InfoWars and others like her, infiltrators of America, want to spread to destroy us, to destroy the legacy of Charlie Kirk. But on that note, what was the man's legacy? I'll tell you what his legacy was. Charlie said he wants to be remembered for his courage. Courage. He wasn't a coward. He wasn't an internet of all things activist. He was the real deal, Tariq Nasheed and Jason Black. And I think that message is resounding very strongly with my generation. Someone said, speaking of the late, great Charlie Kirk. So all of you idiots who believe in retractors and infiltrators, you do not realize you're helping the enemy to try to co-opt us, to tear us all down. It will not work because bastions of truth like myself exist. The ones of us who are not trying to sell product. The ones of us who do not seek to get rich quick from this. The ones of us who walk in the truth, who pray to God every morning we wake. The ones of us with no ulterior motives. What was the message of Turning Point? The mission statement for all of you, such as Soup Bone, claiming Charlie Kirk was racist. I've got news for you. I've got news for you. Boy, you're so wrong. I'm going to show you how you're so wrong. I'm going to prove it. In no uncertain terms, how wrong you are. I'm going to pull up a source, okay? Because some of you won't believe it unless you hear it from the lion's mouth or see a source. The organization says its mission is to identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote the principles of freedom, free markets, and limited government. TPUSA has chapters at over 850 campuses that register students to vote. What did the man, Charlie Kirk, do with his life? Hell, he could have gone on to become a politician. Okay? Some corrupt suit and tie wearing bastard. Okay? But no, he followed his heart. He followed our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the will of God. He was a true man of God. Unlike that jive turkey, George Floyd, who got himself killed, baby. I hate to say. But there's not a point USA, nor was there a racist bone in Charlie Kirk's body. Nothing in that mission statement said they were out to lynch Black people. They were here to educate you, to bring you up to a living perpendicular on the square, to make you better versions of yourself. Charlie posed with a number of Black individuals, hosted them on his programs. He dined with you, broke bread with you even, as Father God would have wanted him to. Candace Owens knows herself, and she claims to be a friend of Charlie Kirk. But why does she spread such misinformation the way she does? I would never understand it. So for all of you saying Charlie Kirk was racist, why is he shoulder to shoulder with a Black man here? You cannot explain it because you're stupid, as stupid does. So now let us go ahead and go to some sources as we warm up here to squash and quell all the lies, conspiracies, and theories from stupid people. Because stupid is as stupid does. Let me open a source. I must read to you where all of this Israel did it nonsense came from. And I wish Candace was listening tonight, but she's not. She's pig-headed, too full of herself to hear this truth. And she's too far gone for a course correction. I'm going to pull up a source now as to where all this nonsense came from. I'm going to put her face on the screen to show you who I'm talking about. See, I never come with lies and innuendos and half-truths. I bring facts and evidence to support what I say. Okay, let us switch gears. There is another post I want to open actually first. And this piece is titled Conspiracies. Let me open it first to give you the full veracity of what we're talking about. Conspiracy theories blaming Israel and Jews for Charlie Kirk's assassination. What these conspiracies say about the political divisions on the far right. Less than 2 hours after Charlie Kirk was killed by a gunman in Utah, Miriam Solsi, pictured on your screen, began suggesting to her 500,000 followers on X that Israel was to blame. Quote, Charlie Kirk was attacked by Israel supporters last month and labeled an anti-Semite for defending free speech, end quote, wrote Sausley. A self-styled analyst known for spreading what? Conspiracy theories in her initial post, which received more than 1.4 million views and 4,400 shares on X. But she's known as a terrible, horrible conspiracy theorist. And many once believed she was a Russian bot. Jackson Hinkle, a right-wing commentator, quickly seized on the same theory, and by early Thursday morning, he was ready to declare, quote, "I think Israel killed Charlie Kirk," end quote. Okay, this girl on your screen is Syrian-born. And the interesting thing is people in Syria are classified as liberal and secular, not conservative, Mrs. Owens. So why are you taking hues and cues and clues from communists? The next individual we're going to bring up here who gave life to these baseless conspiracy theories is Jackson Hinkle. Now, the interesting thing about Mr. Hinkle is he is a communist. No, you didn't mishear me. You heard me loud and clear, and there's nothing wrong with your speakers. Mr. Hinkle is indeed a communist. And I thought I had some information on him. But he claims to be a MAGA/communist. And when I looked into his legitimate targets broadcast on X, he only has communists on his program, from Negro, Africans, from corrupt Nigeria to people out of North Korea. He's a communist in a sheep, allegedly, in wolf's clothing. Folks, the important part to note here is he's trying to infiltrate MAGA. Pretending to be this, "Oh, I'm one of you" types. But the truth be told, it's people like Mr. Hinkle and the so-called Syrian girl. All they need is for Donald Trump to put them on in a cabinet position. Oh, the left will go, "He's putting on and hosting communists. See, they're fascist." And then everything goes to shit from there. It's like when the Black Panther Party was thriving and kicking. They send in agents of destruction and chaos amongst them. Oh, they're going to talk just a little bit like you, and then they're going to throw in their flavor, communism. And the gullible people in the back of the bus will listen to them, be enamored by them, and go, "Wow, I sure like how this newcomer speaks." And before you know it, wouldn't you just know it, every one of you becomes consumed with communism. That's the mission of folks like Jackson Hinkle and so-called Syrian girl, to destroy us, the MAGA movement, from the inside out. And when you know it, we've got people like Candace Owens, supposed to be logical and intelligent, following them, echoing their megaphones. It is despicable. It is despicable and unbecoming. I want to shift gears real quick, because the Syrian girl also claims in one of her conspiracies that the Jews created Antifa. Oh, it's true. She alleges in an X post, formerly known as Twitter, Antifa was founded by a Jewish woman as a military wing of the German Communist Party pre-World War II. Australian Antifa was also founded by a Trotskyist Jewish man named Tony Cliff, aka Zichron Yaakov. I got but one question for you, Mrs. Owens. How does it feel to not have done your due diligence and research, to be so easily beguiled by communists in sheep's clothing, to be infiltrated, steered, and manipulated by falsehood, by false witness? Yet you call yourself a Christian. See, I don't know, baby. I'm starting to doubt you're a Christian woman. I cannot take you serious anymore, Mrs. Owens. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, I, uh, you're canceled in my book. You know what they say, Bill, if there's one thing I've learned in all my years, sometimes you gotta say, what the fuck? Make your move. And that quote comes from Risky Business with the sexy Tom Cruise. Steel Post says, I love Syrian Girl. Okay. Who is, what do we got here? Yeah, right, EY. Let us continue to move along here, okay, because there's more to get into. We got so much more to cover here. So, isn't a picture starting to form here that, and the question we ought to be asking all of ourselves is, Candace, where's your smoking gun, honey? Where's the proof that Israel killed Charlie Kirk? He went from this guy, that guy, Mr. Sign guy, Mr. Water Bottle guy. Where is the apology, even from the FBI, stating we were wrong? Where's your smoking gun? I'm still waiting for proof. See, the truth is, though, no proof's going to come. All those who say that Suge Knight didn't kill Tupac Shakur, who go against the official narratives on the murder of Tupac Shakur, are still pontificating to this day. Those who disbelieved the truth about how Elvis died, saying he's living on Mars tonight. Oh, I saw the King of Rock in Nevada yesterday. He's not really dead, gorge. And the pontificating never stops. Mrs. Owens, you're going down a rabbit hole that never ends. You've been co-opted by a sea of useful fucking idiots, played into the hands of the Marxist, Leninist, radical left. We don't have time for it. To continue, I am Charlie Kirk now. I've been Charlie Kirk, fighting the good fight in the trenches for a long time now. I'm here to defend his legacy and his good name, to respect his family as a Christian woman, a true Christian woman. He is not racist. If Soupbone, if you're still listening, I want you to hear this. Watch this next clip, Soupbone, and you'll see Charlie Kirk was not racist. For all of you echo chamber swarthoids like Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, and others who claim Charlie Kirk was racist, watch this clip.
Being hunted?
let me tell. Okay, y'all can laugh, but until you have walked as a black person on this campus, y'all truly don't understand.
CJ, come here, really quick. I have a question. Come here. Go right there. So CJ, just really quick. You're a black person. Are you hunted at the university?
You know, I don't feel hunted at this university, but I guess the difference between me and some people here is that I don't choose to be a victim, Charlie, which I think is the biggest problem we have here today are people who wake up every single day looking for a reason to be oppressed, looking for a reason to cry and make an excuse about why they're not in a position to go win. I don't see the color of my skin as a disability. I see it as simply an accessory that I couldn't control. I've been black all my life. I've been black today, and I'm thriving here. I think that's a roll tide right there, right?
And so CJ, let me ask you, CRT, racist?
It's not just racist. It's the exact iteration of white supremacy, just in reverse. I think it's important that we start teaching young people not to hate other people because of the color of their skin. We can teach black people to be proud of who they are without telling white people they should be ashamed of who they are. You know?
Amen.
Yeah.
So, closing thought, CJ. Is this trying to divide the country?
It's not only trying to divide the country, it's trying to break apart the foundation upon which it was built. You know, people forget the words of MLK, Rosa Parks, all those people who fought so hard for us to be a united country where we didn't see the color of one's skin but their character. This is about taking us away from the vision and the dream of Martin Luther King and just taking us to the dream of Kamala Harris, and I don't want to live that dream.
Amen. CJ, you're a great American. Give it up for CJ, everybody. So good.
You're not blocked, Soup Bond. Okay? You're timed out for 30 minutes, boo-boo. Because you couldn't mind your manners when Mama told you to shut the fuck up and bow down to God. You had to talk your shit, boo-boo. And now you're crying. Aw, poor thing. And let everybody listen to all y'all. You can't fuck with the voice of America. Anyway. He goes, here I am, tying away, dragging your position, and bitch, you got me blocked, you coward. You're not fucking blocked. I can show the fucking comment, which I'm gonna do. There it goes. You're not blocked. I'm not a coward like all of you, making up lies and slander, you dick. I don't get down that way, honey. You gotta work, bitch. See, I used to say that too. When I was a liberal zealot loser. All right. Didn't you just love that last clip? Bold, courageous, free, powerful black man corroborating the truth. Charlie Kirk spoke. The truth of God. Separate, but equal. Honoring the legacy, not only of Charlie Kirk, but of Martin Luther King, the fraud. So you see, I warned you, Black Americans, this day would come. The great red wave of Black Americans waking up, stepping up to the challenges of yesterday and today, fearlessly, not playing a victim, shaming you, so you may wake up to the truth. Because the truth is supposed to hurt. And now, many of you need to hear this. We are in a turning point. And I love how God works in mysterious ways. We are living in a turning point. And I could only pray to God this day would come. A time in which the tables were turned on the swarthoids who claim, oh, we some victims. It's always the white man so violent oppressing us. I prayed for a clear, powerful illustration of what's really going down in America since before the Civil Rights era. And after that, the resentment from the jigaboos, the hatred and disruption and failure to assimilate as peaceful men and women in this country, chasing merit over skin tone and racial divisions. Judge him not based on the color of his skin, but based on the content of his character. So your jigaboo leader, MLK, instructed you to do, but you failed. Because in this turning point, baby, you can't even respect your mother. You can't even respect your father. You can't even respect those in authority over you. To the classroom that you profess is a school to prison pipeline. Honey, you don't want to be there. And that's why when Charlie told you all, you would get nervous just a little bit if the pilot was black, because when you play down standards, honey, for skin color and quotas, well, you don't get excellence. You get failure, catastrophic failure. Now begins the Prove Me Wrong segment of this broadcast. I've got to pick up the microphone where Charlie left off. Prove me wrong, he said, on campuses all across America. In the lion's den of the flaming liberal, he begged you as a man, standing firm on his square, no weapons in hand, to fucking prove him wrong. And proof is like to the liberal, they cannot prove you wrong. And so they turn to anger, resentment, like all of you jigaboos, because the truth. Supon goes, how about those Epstein files? He's trying so hard to disrupt this broadcast. Let us continue. You guys, I have a question for you. Where would you all be, those swarthoids and jigaboos who believe you're a victim, who wake up each and every freaking morning grasping at straws to become a victim? Remember, I'm the girl famous for coining the phrase, racism is so dead in America, it must be manufactured. See, some of you, baby, I'm going to talk to you all lovey like, yeah, because this is the sexiest voice in America. But don't be fooled by that. See, God works in mysterious ways to bring you into the fray. See, a lot of y'all unsubscribed when I posted this here video. Great. See, opportunity, baby, for growth and personal achievement comes to those who wait, but comes in small doses. Okay. You won't let me dig this. I used to be a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat zealot, until came along Donald John Trump, who woke me up. Now, I was a little bit second guessing in the beginning, just like y'all, but that truth hit me and stung me and woke me up. And the miracle of it all is, honey, I submitted to the truth of God. Unlike many of you who whisk it away, oh, that can't be true. I don't want to see that video because it disproves my bullshit. So you run and run and run. When the truth comes and knock on, well, tonight you have an opportunity to ingest this truth, being ministered here by God through me. Because God works in mysterious ways. Listen to this here video and tell me what you think. All of you who submit to this endless sea of Nika Eka Chambers, the Tariq Nasheeds, the Jason Blacks, the Swarthoid, Dr. Umar Johnsons of the world. What would you be without your victimhood?
A lot of black people subconsciously want and need white people to be racist. Time and time again, I've presented clear and abundant evidence that people like Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk are not racist. And when I present that evidence, they say, no, absolutely not. I will not watch that video. I will not read that article because I already decided, the media decided for me that those people are racist. You can't change my mind. I won't watch the video. And that's concerning because it's kind of like you want them to be racist. You need them to be racist. And there was no hope for a second that maybe I was wrong. Maybe I misconstrued something. Maybe there'll be one less racist in the world. You didn't even think that for a second. You want them to be racist. The real question is why? And my guess is that most black people have created an identity that revolves around victimhood. It revolves around being oppressed. From childhood, so many of us have had blackness be the biggest aspect of our identity, and it's always associated with oppression, victimhood, slavery, civil rights, fighting the white man, fighting white supremacy. That is what it's always been associated with. It's like our identity doesn't exist if white people aren't involved. We don't know who we are if we remove racism and white supremacy from the equation. Who are you if you don't have to fight the man? Who are you if you aren't oppressed? And I think that's what people are grappling with. If you took away all these people that they claim to be racist, all these people that they claim they hate, that are fascist and racist and homophobic, if you actually cleared their names and you realized you didn't have to fight them, what would you be doing with your time? What would you be doing with your life? What is your purpose now? Who are you if you aren't oppressed? Who are you if you aren't the black victim, the poor, disadvantaged black girl? Who are you if none of that is relevant anymore? And I think that's what people are scared of. They're scared of having their identity and their worldview absolutely shattered because they won't know who they are. It's going to be a massive ego death. And like, I went through it and I'm better for it. So if you know someone that's on that edge, you better tell them I'll hold your hand if you jump. Like, it's going to be hard when your worldview absolutely falls to the ground and shatters and you realize that nothing is what you thought it was. But I'll hold your hand and we can go together. So, black people, it's time that we let go of this whole everything is racist narrative because it's holding you back. You are oppressing you.
Did you hear that last part? You are oppressing you. And I've said that many times before she said it. Black folks, you are your own worst enemy. Believe it or not, and there's no fixing you. So many of you all have been told, and Soup Bone, I beg you to prove to me Charlie Kirk was a racist. Drop a link to his overt racism in the chat room, and I will pay you, baby, $1,000 tonight. Drop your Cash App handle, and I will make you a very wealthy man. But you can't do it because you lie, and the truth isn't in you. And so many of you, when you get your marching orders from the MSM legacy leftist media, you believe them over children of God. You receive your marching orders from them, and your mind is made up. But when you investigate the facts for yourself and look into the videos, the people go beyond clickbait and little sound bites. You find, oh, Donald Trump isn't racist. Charlie Kirk, wait a minute, he's not racist. A whole new world opens up, Jigaboo, but you're afraid to take that first step. Stop crawling on your hands and knees as a Democrat zealot and wake up to this truth. The turning point has begun.
Just clarify, y'all made me obsessed with Charlie Kirk. This came out of the blue for me. I never cared for bro content like that. Nothing against what he said. I was just never interested in clicking his videos to see what he had to say. But y'all made me deep dive and go down this rabbit hole because there was no possible way that y'all seen the same video I saw and half the world rejoiced it. And I'm just sitting here like, there's no way. Immediately I'm sitting here like, bro, nobody deserved to go out like that in front of all them kids, in front of his family. And y'all rejoiced it. Y'all celebrated it. And y'all ain't even had nothing to do with it. So I said, bro, he must have said something. I'm missing something. I'm seeing creators that used to talk about God and is going to get on here and compromise their belief, religion, faith to celebrate death. We talking about something that's biblical that you should never do. And folks is coming on here doing it. So I said, I got to deep dive into what he said, because is he on the status of Hitler? What am I missing? And somebody said, well, he would have did that for you. Well, I don't care. My morals would never allow me to celebrate death. Doesn't matter who it is. So the fact that you've been compromised, I have to get down to the bottom of it. And not just one person, too many. So y'all encouraged me to go down this rabbit hole, to figure out what bro has said for this hate to be sparked up or maybe revealed in a lot of people. And I'm almost satisfied, because now I started looking into stuff and I'm like, dang, so you felt like this. Your hate and evilness has been revealed within you. But what you said, the way he said, is cap. That's not even what he said. That's not even in the full context. So now I'm just starting to, oh, that was a lie. Oh, that was a lie. Wow. So, so now I don't know.
So this is really the reality of it, is that most people take talking points. Most people was not familiar with Charlie Kirk. Most of the people that are complaining about him or had something negative to say or even celebrated his passing, they had no clue what Charlie Kirk actually stood for. If they watched the full context of the videos, I'm pretty sure that they would have a better understanding of where he stood. But they basically trying to paint him to be one of the worst people in history because he was trying to stand up for traditional values, bring back people into God, hold people accountable for what it is that they did to their communities, take people out of the Victim Olympics, and have honest, meaningful debate on student campuses that endeared him to younger people, that brought them back into the Republican fold and got them away from the indoctrination camp that was happening over at the left. And then they followed all of their leaders right down into the mire with all of this false propaganda in order to try to assassinate his name.
Again, Mr. Bone, you are not blocked. I put you in a 30-minute timeout, honey. Chill. You freaking fucking morons. Anyway. The algorithm of things is real. And algorithms are indeed weapons of war. The algorithm on YouTube does not mind nigga shit. It goes viral. Can I say Jimmy? Groovy Jimmy? How many more views he gets than I do? Because they want to keep you stupid. The algorithm, the machine, loves to capture gullible people, and mostly Black people, from men to women, boys and girls. And they love these narratives that abortion is medicine, is a woman's right to choose. It's health care, when nothing could be further from the truth. So now, because when I say it, and white people say it, or if you hear it on Fox News, it has to be a lie or racist. I want you to hear this from a reformed Black Democrat woman who now has become a conservative.
A lot of black people subconsciously want and need white people to be racist. Time and time again, I've presented clear and abundant evidence that people like Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk are not racist. And when I present that evidence, they say, no, absolutely not. I will not watch that video. I will not read that article because I already decided, the media decided for me that those people are racist. You can't change my mind. I won't watch the video. And that's concerning.
Let's just talk about it. Because, respectfully, a lot of y'all getting on my nerves. Let me tell you something about myself. I am probably one of the best people on this earth to speak on Charlie Kirk, to speak on his beliefs and what he preached, what he said, his messages. You want to know why? Because I've been in almost every field that y'all claim he's against. As you can see, I'm black. Blizzy black. Do you hear me? I'm a woman. I am a female. But y'all claim he is a sexist. Guess what else that I was? I was a member of the rainbow community, the alphabet community. For over 10 years of my life, I consider myself to be lesbian. You see this little white stuff on my shirt right here? You want to know what that is? It's baby throw up. You want to know why it's baby throw up? Because the Lord has blessed me with a husband and 3 kids after I gave my life to him, was filled with the Holy Spirit and born again. But you want to tell me... You hear that, sweet voice? You want to tell me I was never meant to or never should have had any of this and should have continued to walk in the deception that was a part of my life. Get out of here. I support and approve much of what Charlie Kirk said because I lived it, I went through it, and I testify that doing things God's way is better, that me being black never was a hindrance, and that me being a woman is totally fine. You want to know why? I have a master's degree and I choose to be a stay-at-home mother. Oh, that's going to tick somebody off, ain't it? Yup, I sit at home all day with my 3 kids, taking care of them because my family will forever be more important than my career. But wait, that's not all. Let me include this really important detail. When I was 4 years old, my dad was unalived just a month before my 5th birthday. So don't come into my comments saying I had more opportunities than this person or that person. I was raised by a single mother who worked in a factory till this day. So get out of here. Okay? We do what we choose to do. Stop making excuses. Listen to Charlie Kirk and understand that through the power of God, through the power of Jesus Christ, you can be more than conquerors. And black community, you want to know what's really wrong with us? We ran away from Jesus and ran to the government. Yeah.
Facts, you guys. You all ran away from Jesus and ran to the government. When Big Mama married the federal government and kicked your daddy to the curb. Facts. How can this black woman, these black people you're hearing from tonight, love Charlie Kirk, witness in what he spoke, and share the truth with you all unscathed, not playing any victims? Because they were raised right. And moreover, God saved them from themselves. Some of you just need to be saved so bad. But if it's in the cards for you, it will happen. You just have to want it to happen. And in this turning point, I must touch on this contrast a lot of swarthoids want to make with George Floyd and Charlie Kirk. I love it, really. See, a lot of you believe you're upsetting conservatives, MACA people, and white folks with these silly little contrasts. But I gotta tell you, baby, you're doing no such thing but shedding the light on how dumb you all have been. Again, the turning point goes over your head because you do the work of the devil. You are wicked. Only the righteous grasp what is now occurring under this turning point. And the righteous prevail.
You know, I received a DM this morning with a message that read as follows. When are you finally going to stop talking about Charlie Kirk? It's over already. That's what this individual chose to say to me. Now, mind you, we are not more than 5 days since Charlie Kirk was assassinated in public, and we all saw it. Y'all celebrated a man who did absolutely nothing for his community for 4 to 5 summers straight. Y'all done burnt down cities. Y'all robbed stores, i.e. looted. Y'all caused absolute havoc everywhere you went, all in the name of this man right here. Now we have a man who actually dedicated his life to other people. A man who was in service of those around him. Could have easily been a greedy politician focused on him, but instead he chose to become an activist. A real activist, not a social media activist. He was actually out there doing the work, building. So as far as how long are we going to talk about Charlie? Well, what I do know for a fact is that we are just getting started. And if you want somebody to blame, I'm sure you've got your answer.
And what I don't understand about the FBA crowd is you claim those white people you live amongst owe you a debt. You claim America owes you a debt. Well, last time I checked, you put yourselves in debt. Buying all those lavish Jordans, and during the summer of love, you all burned your communities to the ground. You made Tulsa, Oklahoma look like child's play. The hypocrisy you all speak confirms your wicked nature. And how many of you go to X sharing videos of white people claiming, see, this is white on white crime. But it's just a bar fight between drunk white girls. You reach for straws in your dishonesty, trying so hard to make others out to be just like you. But it won't work because God is in control and God is so good. A man you tore your cities down, causing $2 billion in property destruction across America in the summer of love, was a loser and a career criminal, probably just like your fathers. And that is why when you come to the table, you must champion the loser, because you can't do any better. And DEI instructs us all to lower our standards. So fucking sad. But the turning point really is no weapon forged against you. It is a calling for you to draw the right connections and get yourself right, to show yourself approved based upon merit and no more lies. Will you get this message for once in your life? We don't know. But you discredit these Black individuals as coons because, you know you've been had. And this myth about racism has been going strong since the documentary series Root. It's a Hollywood misconception of the facts They never share with you all how Black Africans sold their own into slavery. It's always, oh, white folks so bad. But the truth is, you sold your own into slavery. So how about asking your own ancestors to pay you reparations? The children of your ancestors prove me wrong.
This right here is one of the founding mothers of BLM, otherwise known as Black Lives Matter. And she has recently been convicted of 18 fraud charges where she stole over $1 million in quote unquote donations. Yeah, let me run that back one more again. BLM co-founder in the year of our Lord 2025 is running more scams. We are 5 summers past the summer of love, folks. And they are still out here scamming folks. Now, I don't know if y'all forget about the first time when they went ahead and took those hundreds of millions and spent them on mansions and vacations and designer brands, probably all from the white man, well, crying out Black Lives Matter. But, yeah, it's been 5 years and y'all are still letting this happen. What is going on here?
And see, this is a great place to start. How about you all ask BLM to pay your reparations, considering, well, they stole all your money? But see, fighting the good fight, a righteous fight, it's not in you. You're liars, you're frauds, you're wicked people. Now listen to this.
This shit crazy. When you post something like this as a black person, the black people who get offended is because they don't even know their real history. Those history books y'all be so mad about, they saying they getting rid of, this was not in there. You have to find this out on your own. Like, if you really, this was not taught. You know, most African slaves was owned by a black man before they were owned by a white man. This is facts. But they never taught this. You want to know why? Because they can't keep you in victim mode. If they tell you that your own people sold you to white people, if they told you that, you won't be in victim mode no more. You'll be like, damn, that's fucked up. My own people sold us to these people. That's why they never teach this shit. But this is pure facts. And then y'all try to flip it and bounce it. Yo, it wasn't the same. Yo, when the white people got us, they beat us. Listen, you put chains around somebody's neck and sell any human being to anybody, man, that's slavery. No matter how you want to flip it and bounce it and call it indigenous slave, all this dumb shit, no accountability. This was what's going on. In Africa, if we been was in slavery by our own people. Before we ever, and even in America, bunch of black slave owners that was filthy rich off of selling their own people. But y'all want to flip it and bounce it. Yo, they wasn't beating us. They wasn't whipping us. They still held people captive against their own will and sold them. That's slavery. No matter how you want to flip it and bounce this shit. Gotham Ghetto Gospel.
Well, there you have it, Swarthoid. What you gonna do about that shit? And so, how many examples of educated, brave, fearless, non-echo chamber black people do you need to wake up? Because it doesn't stop there. There's more.
Charlie Kirk said that our community, the Black community, was doing better before desegregation happened in America. We were doing better than in the 1940s and the 1950s culturally than we are doing today. And I think that what many people heard is that we should have never had civil rights, or we should have never been desegregated. And that's not what he was saying. He was saying if our community, the Black community, was on our way to a Black Renaissance, that we were known for, I actually Googled it so that I could read this for you. Despite legal discrimination, the Black community was known in the 1940s and 50s before desegregation for strong families, high marriage rates, tight-knit neighborhoods, deep faith, strong social codes, manners, dress, and dignity, not as assimilation, but as a form of pride. And I'm curious if you were honest with yourself, if you could say that that is what the Black community is known for today. There's something called Black fatigue, and I think a more accurate term is ghetto fatigue, because ghetto fatigue sees no race, just like excellence sees no race and is available to everyone. And that's what Charlie said so many times. And there has been a culture problem in the Black community, and it's something that it's hard to address because not enough people are honest about it. And white people are immediately called racist if they have ghetto fatigue, even though it's very obvious. Google a Carnival cruise. Google, look up why people have ghetto fatigue. And it's because our behavior, our sense of entitlement, our demand that other people pay debts that they didn't owe us in order for us to be able to succeed is exhausting. Being around people in certain parts of the Black community is exhausting. And that seems really mean. And I'm going to get a lot of hate comments, probably from Black people, which is what most of my hate comments have been so far, about how I'm self-hating and how I'm an Uncle Tom and how I've had privilege, which is why I'm not in that situation. And I don't get it, even though none of you know my story or my life. But what it comes down to is that we have a culture issue in our community, in the Black community. And Charlie Kirk very clearly stated that we were capable of excellence, that we have so much potential and so many opportunities ahead of us. And I think we're obsessed with there's a meeting in the woods of all the Klansmen, and they're out to get us. I got so many articles of people saying that people were threatening the Black community after Charlie Kirk's assassination. They don't have to hunt us. We hunt ourselves. They don't have to shoot us in the streets. We do it ourselves. They don't have to oppress us. We oppress ourselves. And so I think we have to get real in the Black community about what the real issue is. And right now it's us.
When she said some Black people are hard to be around, no lies detected. She was speaking pure truth. And that's why I don't fuck with many of you anymore. We are not the same. We're just not, Jigaboo. We are not the same. I'm on a whole new level doing this work. I dedicate what I do to God, country, family, and guns. I don't care about all this nonsense and foolery that moves you. So stop coming into my chat room talking about, oh, Jimmy misses you. It's bullshit. It's trolling and triangulation, okay? And stop it. It won't work. I've moved on to the truth. The turning point has begun. And for many of you all, this is hard to fathom. But let us jump into some stats here. Maybe these statistics will convince you. The incarceration rate, when contrasted with white people and Black people, confirms we are not the same. Oh, a lot of unsubscribing and clicking off the video is about to begin, but I don't care, because the truth must be told. Look at the data. Read it for yourself. How can 13.6% of the population commit the most violent crimes, contribute to the most incarceration, and then go on to complain about mass incarceration. You guys, what is wrong with you? Black Americans 2.5 times more likely than whites to be killed by police. And there's a reason for this. Your nature is the reason for this. And whenever someone like me, an upstanding, smart, and intelligent Black conservative or white person tells you this, you go, oh, that's just Fox News talking points. You're a coon and a liar and a racist. Baby, as long as the truth continues to be racist for you all, there is no hope for you all. You're truly lost. Those are just the facts. I don't have to be doing this with you all tonight. Trust me, there's better things I could be doing. See, I made it, whereas you didn't. You failed. You don't make six-figure income like I do. You're chasing a YouTube check, or probably out slanging dope. So I don't have to be doing this right now. I get no stripes from bumping gums with a bunch of fucking idiots on the internet. They're gonna stay dumb and ignorant anyway. Coming to a live stream only to be entertained. That's the most of you people. You don't know how much you made me sick to my core. On this, trying to reach you, wake you up, and you stayed stupid. Many of you all don't know what it is to be a man. Unafraid, going into the lion's den of your adversaries, your opponents each and every day, not knowing if you'll ever return to see your young children at home and your wives. That's the measure of a man. Standing for something when the going gets tough. Manning the fuck up. Leaving the crying games to the girls. That's what Charlie did. And no matter how hard you jickaboos want to fight it, his legacy will remain preserved. Better than George Floyd. So we got to check how one lived their lives. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt, George Floyd was no saint. How the fuck are they going to convince me, a woman of God, to champion for a career criminal, to worship at his altar? I'd rather follow a man where people prayed when he died. You live by the example others set for you. But if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And that's why many of you are going to be just like George Floyd, your savior. Accept this turning point, won't you? And wake up to the truth. Some Black people are so hard to be around. I can't even be on them X spaces anymore with a bunch of liars, manipulators, fucking echo chambers. Want to get mad and insult you for telling the truth. See, I'm not here to appease anyone. I could give a fuck about what you think. I'm here to appease God and God alone. Don't believe me? Go to my YouTube channel and look at the banner and see don't God's name appear there. So now we're almost out of here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you all for turning out tonight, and those of you in this info war who've been strong enough to help us break through the algorithm on our YouTube shorts. Give yourselves a hand. Because those YouTube shorts have been more viral than anything Jimmy could have ever produced, or anyone else, for that matter. And I appreciate it. You guys, and so there's a few more videos we want to share with you all, and then we're going to get out of here.
RFK Jr., former liberal. Tulsi Gabbard, former liberal. Donald Trump, former liberal. Elon Musk, former liberal. Colin Wright, former liberal. Tim Pool, former liberal. How is it that the popular vote winner, Donald Trump, was a Democrat up until his first term? That Tulsi Gabbard, DNI, former Democrat, that I supported in 2020. I never voted Republican. I didn't like Republicans. And now the Republican MAGA movement, not the neocons, is an eclectic bunch of diverse views which debate each other. How is it that Charlie Kirk, Christian conservative with one of the largest conservative platforms, invites moderate pro-choice Tim Pool onto his stage for his biggest event of the year to discuss those views to the public? On the left, what do you think would happen if you went and opposed their views at a public forum? You'd be threatened with violence. And I'm not saying literally everyone all the time, but booking liberals to come on my show or any other show, people in this
we
space,
have the same problem. Yeah.
they refuse to do it.
They don't want to talk.
Back in, I think it was 2018.
But by the way, we should say why as well. They're scared of their own side.
It's a cult. So I can sit in front of a libertarian like Dave Smith, who's going to rant about how Israel is bad, and Charlie Kirk at the same time, and we leave with beers in our hands, smiles on our faces. And Dave will say, Charlie, I really do appreciate it. I think you do good work. I know we disagree. The left doesn't do that. They firebomb your buildings. Or they just don't show up. Or they try to get you fired. They SWAT you. They harass you. The reason I say it's a cult is because you could not define what they believe. It's impossible. You could not map the logic of their principles or plan for this country.
Listen, as someone who was canceled by Stripe, as someone who has had their websites hacked and all types of attacks on my business because of a decision that I made as a Christian business owner, this man is telling the truth. But I have one pushback against what Tim Pool is saying. I believe that the left does have a clear agenda. However, it is not clear to their supporters. Their agenda is orchestrated chaos to create a new order. Because why would you allow 11 million undocumented immigrants through the border without having adequate systems to vet or the systems to support them, destroying the budgets of some of our biggest cities? Why else would you release criminals with a mile-long rap sheet back into society? Why else would you allow young children to be able to change their gender? Why else would you go against biblically moral sound values that history shows that when you go against them, that society is doomed for collapse? Because that's your goal. So Tim Pool, they do have an agenda. Their agenda is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And no Christian should be in alignment with that type of agenda.
To all of you who hit the like button, I thank you, and may God bless you. And now, I want to leave you all with my dear colleague and friend, Nick Fuentes. He has a few words for swarthoid fatigue. When I heard these words he uttered, I couldn't help but believe how intrinsically, for the lack of better words, accurate and powerful these beliefs were. And so I'll leave you with my dear colleague and friend, Nick Fuentes. He gets it.
They say, I hate white people. Shut the fuck up. White people, you have got a long way to go before you earn the right to say that. got a long way to go. When you develop a technology, when you develop a civilization, when you develop something, maybe then you can have a little resentment. Until that point, be grateful. That's the real message. And white people need to wake up. It is racial. It is 150,000% racial. The colonists were European. They came from Europe. And people go, well, what's white anyway? Well, what does it mean to be white? European. The colonizers, the colonists, they came from one continent. The Chinese didn't colonize the world. India didn't colonize the world. Rwanda didn't colonize the world. Europe colonized the world. European empires colonized the world. One after the other. Spanish, Portuguese, Dutch, English, Italian, German. Europeans colonized the whole world. Europeans developed places that were in literally prehistoric times. History means to have records. They had no records. They had no writing. They had no advanced civilization. They weren't at the level of the Roman Empire or ancient Greece by the time we arrived. And it's only Europeans that will take pride in any of that. It's only Europeans that really can take a certain form of pride in those things. These other people that are practicing witchcraft or pagan religions, or they're secular, they're leftist, these other people that are super proud of their indigenous ethnic heritage, they can't take pride in that. They're not happy about that. They're not happy about living under white people. They're not happy about living in a white country. And as soon as they get the chance, they will change that. That's what they're doing right now. All these people that are pouring across the border, they're not coming across the border to thank us for creating all of this. They're pouring across the border to take our stuff because their societies suck. Their children and children's children will grow up in our society, and they will hate that they are living in the ghetto. They will hate that they're living under white power. They'll hate that the history books are filled with white people. They'll hate that the white people live in a nice neighborhood and they live in a shitty one. They'll hate the looks they get. And as soon as they get the opportunity, they will change that this is a white country that celebrates white people. And if you are white, they will hate you.
That should ignite a flame inside you. Instead of cry, cry, cry us all in America a river. With that said, you all, I thank you all for coming out, and we're going to close out now. God bless America, and be well.
Cannot resist it. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the wisdom, you don't have the resources to understand that something's been put over on you. You cannot but help believe the definition of this creation. But you believe yourself to be a creation as a result of not being created. That is to say, of being hopelessly unable to resist
You know,
to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves.